over the different types of tapes, Band-Aids and everything. You probably don't know that there are different types of Band-Aids. Most people just get the little bitty finger Band-Aids. Band-Aid wise, we have the little dot, little flex band. They don't really have what they're called, but it's a little bitty dot. You know, whenever, I don't know if they do this anymore, when you used to get a shot, they would put that little bitty dot, or get a shot here and they would put it on there for the blood. Okay, well that's what this is. We've actually used this for something on the head, and I'm telling you right now, anytime any kid's sweating, most of these don't stay on, so you're gonna have to wipe sweat off, dry it up really good before you can put a Band-Aid on there, just so you know, okay? Because I don't think anything that's adhesive, unless you put QDA, and we'll go over that. We don't have any of the QDA as well. We have knuckle Band-Aids. Here in a little bit, y'all can just kind of check these out a little bit closer. Knuckle Band-Aids. We just have the simple strip Band-Aid. We have a toe or finger Band-Aid. Can everybody see the little silhouette of it? Okay. Finger, toe. A patch Band-Aid. And then this is the 4-wing, and it's a little bit bigger. Okay. 4-wing. You have one of these Band-Aids. We have what we call the Cosmopore. These right here we're going to use on turf burns. Usually in soccer you'll get turf burns. You'll get in softball when they slide. We're gonna cover, you know, the shin where they slide. You know how? Have y'all ever slid in softball and it just gets all scraped up from where you're sliding? Okay, that's what we put on this. Okay, strawberry. Long Cosmopore, baby Cosmopore, and this is a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger Cosmopore. Okay. What this is a non-adherent pad with the tape on it. Before we started buying these, what we did was we put a Telfa pad and then we used Omnifix. Omnifix is a breathable. We've got two sizes. We got this little bitty one and this one. And what it is it's just a breathable type tape or cover. We'll play with it here in a little bit. We'll cut a little piece so you can see it. It's breathable, and usually what we do is some that doesn't have tape on there, and it's like a Telfa pad. These are non-adherent. Here's the thing: whenever you have a cut, a lot of people try to put a gauze pad on top of a wound. When you do that and then you tape it down, what's going to happen to the wound whenever you put gauze on there? It sticks, okay? And then when it sticks and you try to take it off, what's going to happen? It's going to hurt like heck. And you're going to pull it off and it's going to make it bleed and whatever. These Telfa pads are non-stick. Have y'all ever seen a Telfa pad? Okay, I'll show y'all these here in a few minutes. They're non-stick and you can put it on there, and then we put this Cosmopore, we cut it and we put it over that and it sticks, okay? It's kind of like making your own Band-Aid with these two things. All right. And besides the fact that if you have a long cut or you have a scrape or something like that that is too small, too big for any of these things, and you don't have this long Cosmopore that will cover up this area, what we end up doing is we get two Telfa pads and we'll put a Telfa pad here and a Telfa pad here, and then we'll put the Omnifix on top of it. And guess what? We make our own Cosmopore. And we'll go over that here in a second. We have steri strips. Steri strips is what we use to close wounds. We're going to talk about wounds here in a few minutes. Bless you. We're going to talk about wounds here in a little bit, but deep wounds that we're gonna send for stitches, we close them up, we clean them up really, really good, close them up with this so they don't keep bleeding. Put a Band-Aid over it and we send them to the doctor, to a minor emergency or something like that for them to get stitches. Okay, so that's what we use here, steri strips. Triple antibiotic. This is like Neosporin, the generic version of Neosporin. We have it in a tube. In the training room, we keep the tubes. Out on the field, when you put in your kits, we keep these little packets of triple antibiotic. Okay. Here's the thing with wound care too. If you're going to put triple antibiotic on somebody, and we'll talk about this a little bit more, let's not double dip. These right here, these packets are for just that one person, so you can sit there and put this on the Band-Aid, spread it out, and whatever, just slap the Band-Aid on, okay? But we'll go over that when we start doing wound care. Gloves. Here's gloves. Anybody allergic to latex? Breed. We have non-latex gloves as well. Okay. QDA. There's QDA and there's STA. I don't like the way STA smells, and you can tell between the two smells. The QDA is the sticky stuff that you put around to make things stick. Okay, when we start talking about ankle tape jobs, we'll use QDA for tape jobs. We use this in wound care when we're trying to cover something up and you guys are out on the field or out on the court and something like that, and somebody gets a cut and you were trying to get a Band-Aid to stay, and remember I said that if they're sweating, it's not going to stick. So a lot of times what I do is we dry it up as best we can. We clean the wound, we dry it up around it. Then what we do is we spray some on this little Q-tip applicator, and on the outsides, don't get this stuff on the wound, because oh my gosh, they'll slap you. It stings. Okay, so you would put this around the outsides of the wound, and then you'll put the tape or the Band-Aid or whatever, and it'll stick. Okay, get this stuff on your hands, and your hands are sticking like this. Okay, so that's what QDA is. Nasal sponges. These are for bloody noses. We'll go over that as well. Tongue depressors. We don't hardly use tongue depressors a whole lot. Most times what we do is if I need Vaseline or something like that for a treatment or something like that, we'll use a tongue depressor to pull out the Vaseline so that you're not sticking your hands in it. We use this to make heel and lace pads, and we'll show you how to do that later. And if we run out of spoons, sometimes I'll use this as a spoon to eat my meal. Okay, we're like really low on tongue depressors. I usually go to Dollar Tree and go buy little packages of them, and so that's why we have tongue depressors, because I go to Dollar Tree and grab those. If you want to buy something cheap, go to Dollar Tree. That's where I buy our timers too. Okay, this is pre-wrap. This is what we put underneath the tape, especially like ankles. Guys have hairy legs, or even girls. Some girls don't shave during the winter. So this will protect the skin. A lot of times we'll do a little QDA, and then you'll put this on there, and then you put tape on it. Okay. Light plast. This is light plast 3-inch. This is light plast 2-inch, and this is light plast 1-inch. Okay. If you look at that and you look at this, this almost looks the same, right? Or it does look the same. This is light plast. This is Power Flex. Light plast actually has a sticky back. Okay. So when you take this off, this is sticky. Okay. So this is 2-inch, 1-inch, and 3-inch. These are sticky. Power Flex, we got the 3-inch and the 2-inch, or 1.5 inches actually. It's not sticky, but it sticks to itself. This is like the Coban, whenever you had blood drawn, and you know that stuff that they put over after they draw blood. See, they'll put this on there and it kind of just sticks to itself. And there you go. Okay, sometimes you can buy, if you have Power Flex, you can bypass the pre-wrap and just use the the Power Flex. The only thing is that we've had some kids that get a rash and we've got a lot of kids that are allergic to a lot of stuff. I mean, we've got kids that are allergic to the QDA, some of them are allergic to the tape, some of them are allergic to latex, so sometimes we can't use this stuff and we have to be real careful. Elasticon, or actually this is Tensoplast and this is Elasticon, but we got Elastoplast and Elasticon. They're two different brands, but it's the same thing. This stuff is tough I mean, it's pretty tough. I've only seen probably 2 people actually tear this stuff. You can't tear it. You'll have to use scissors. But this is 2-inch and this is 3-inch. It's pretty tough stuff, and there is a time and a place where we use this as well, so I'll show you these as well. This right here is moleskin. Sometimes we use this on hot spots where kids are getting blisters. And I'll show you how to use these also. Sometimes if we have quite a bit of it, if I need a tougher stirrup on ankle tape jobs, or I need something for gymnastics for a rip guard type thing, we'll use moleskin. Sometimes I'll cut a little hole in the middle of this and bring it here, and I'll show you how to do this as well. Put it here, bring it around the hand, and then we tape it down for gymnasts. That's what we use moleskin for. Sometimes we do it with the Elasticon or Elastoplast. We sometimes use this as part of for rips as well, okay, to protect their hands. I'm telling you, with rips and everything else, sometimes it just depends on what tape you have, and we kind of just make it up as we go along. There's tape jobs for that, but there are times that we just have to improvise, okay? So these are all your choices of tapes, and I'm gonna teach you a few tape jobs, but we may get somewhere, and these guys know it. We've been at gymnastics, and we've run out of tape because you gotta tape everybody, or whatever, and we don't tape everybody, but everybody decides they need to be taped for some reason. We've got a rip or whatever, and we run out of something. Sometimes I'll grab another piece of tape or different type of tape to tape them, or sometimes it's like, this doesn't work, I need something, when I'm taping somebody, I want something a little bit tougher, and so I'll use this. I also use this for ankle tape jobs on stirrups. Then we have our regular tape. This is what we use to tape an ankle, just about everything. This is 1.5 inch. This is 1 inch. Actually, this is 1.5 inch. This is probably 1/2 inch, and this is 1 inch. And it doesn't matter how many inches, but usually I use this on fingers, sometimes on little thumbs. Guys that have bigger thumbs will use this on. Sometimes we'll use it for arches. But as we go along and I start teaching you things, I'll show you which tapes we use. I just wanted you to see what all we have. I think that's it. Peroxide up here, saline solution, these little aqua patches. This is Second Skin. This is a little bit expensive, so we use these sometimes on those bad blisters that we're trying to cover up. You take one end of here and it pads it up. Once you have a blister and you get to use one of these things, it's kind of a cool gel, and you put it on a blister. Most of the blisters that we work with are back here from either shoes, tape jobs, or something like that. Gets them on the toes, especially during basketball when they get their brand new shoes and they're trying to break them in. We got a lot of blisters. That or ankle braces. Sometimes these kids wear ankle braces and they don't wear long socks, and they use short socks like this. Well, you have to use long socks, otherwise it's going to rub a blister on their ankle or their foot or whatever. And this is kind of what we use to put on there. And I'll show you how to cover up a blister as well. Does anybody have any questions about any of the tapes, the QDA? I know it's a lot as we start doing tape jobs and everything like that. I'll show these to you, and I'll tell you this is what we use for an arch tape job. This is what we use for an ankle tape job. I'll give you different variations of each of these tape jobs depending on the injury as we go along through the year or when we start working on taping. when I teach you tape jobs, I'm gonna just teach you the basics.